What's up, homies? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about how to make eye-catching thumbnails. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best at making thumbnails, but I think I got somewhat of a grasp on how to make some thumbnails that can catch an eye. And that just came from looking at a lot of other thumbnails that are going on that people make and really trying to stand out from those thumbnails. Before, I was just trying to copy everybody else, and that's not really the way to go. You want to kind of be unique, so it's kind of help building your brand and your name. So when people see a thumbnail that you did, they'll know that it is a personal brand of you. They'll know that it's you that did that thumbnail. And what happened was there was a lot of people that were doing the red, white, and black text on things. And when you look up something, you will just see a sea of red, white, and black text. And I guess people thought that that would be a way to kind of fool a person into thinking it's the same video made by somebody else. But I think with a lot of my videos, some of the videos that I showed, and some of the other creators' videos that are larger, the main thing you want to do is have your own style, and also they focus on the object that they're looking at. So if you look at like MKB's videos, the main focus is the tech review object that he's looking at in that video, whether it be a phone or headphones. If you look at Linus Tech Tips, he has his face in there doing a crazy face, but then he also has the item that you're looking at. Even if you look at your other YouTube gurus, as they'll call them, they'll have their own style, and sometimes they'll show you what they're working on in some kind of crazy way that's YouTube-ish. So it's all about having your own style that stands out from the crowd, and that when somebody sees it, they'll know that it's your video. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and just give a quick tutorial on how to make a thumbnail with Photoshop. And you can use some other programs like GIMP and things like that should have a lot of the similar tools. There are some kind of ways you can work around if you're pretty creative, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit also. So for this image, I used a screenshot from Deadman Wonderland that I found. I googled anime crazy, and it was one of the images that popped up at the time on a thing, and that would be this image right here. And I saw this and I knew I wanted her face and the crazy expression she's making to be the focal point of this thumbnail. So I took my crop tool here, a quick selection tool, and I went over here kind of quickly, and I'm remaking it right now. It might be a little crude compared to what we have going on, that what you guys saw. So I'm making sure everything is highlighted as best as I can, trying to smooth out some of these edges here because they're kind of lumpy. And if you catch something in the background, it's okay. I'll show you how to cut that out here shortly. So after you do that, you want to rasterize the layer. You can do it before or after. I usually do it before. Oh, missed some fingers here. I didn't get this stuff here. All right. Now I'm gonna copy and then paste. And what that does, that puts the layer right on top. And when you cut it out, it kind of leaves a kind of funky line. And copying it is really the best way to get the image out of the picture if you want to use the same picture over again. So we delete that. And you see we got some issues here, this green line here, and a little bit over there. And so what you want to do is you kind of just want to zoom in a little bit. You can zoom in with Alt and your mouse wheel. Now scroll up in there. And you can take this out. And then you can also take the eraser and do some little fine tuning on some of the lines. Deselect this. So here's like a little crazy there. A little outline in here. Zoom out. over here. If you put the cursor where you want to go and zoom in over there, it will just zoom into that location where the cursor is at. So we have some areas here. And the reason why we're touching this up is because we want to put like an outline around it or a glow. And another way you can do that is by making another copy and making it slightly larger. So we deselect that. So now we have our fully cut out image here. And we're gonna push her over here to the side. Now, she has a pretty big face. Normally, if it was a smaller image, you can zoom it in if you want to, but there was no need to here. I mean, you still can, but I didn't feel like it was a need to do that. So I went into my blending options, and so I want to give you an example. If you wanted to do like, if you didn't have like a glow option on whatever thing you use, you can actually just do another copy paste of this layer, put it on top of the old layer, make it slightly larger, and kind of just change the color of it a little bit. And for this one, I'm gonna show color replacement, color overlay. So if it still has like a little glow outline around the outside of it. And that's just another way you can do that for doubling up a glow if you don't have like a built-in glow effect into your thing. For this, I outer glowed, and I went with red. I don't know if I want to keep red. Turn up the opacity. You can see red comes over here. Now it shows screen. When you zoom in, you can kind of see where you have some lumpy lines at. Sometimes you can erase these lumpy lines and it smooths it all out. So see how I'm kind of smoothing that out with the eraser there, so it's not so lumpy lines. If you have a pen or a pencil when you're doing this, it would be a lot simpler, I think. I'm using my mouse, so I got to go like very slow to make sure this is right. All right, and then this little line right here, just her hair touching her finger. It's okay. So this is on screen. I kind of want it to be like on normal. It kind of changed the color a little bit. If you look at the different ways it looks, and amazingly, we're not really seeing a lot of color change right now. This is going to be our image for that. So if we go to our background image that we took it from, we can actually take this and put a filter on it. I put the box blur on it, so you can hardly tell what's behind her. So it's not like, you know, it's kind of like a lazy way of putting a background image behind it. And then on top of that, we have her face. So it's still like some imagery in the same color scheme. It looks like it fits pretty well in there, and it makes her pop out a lot more. You can also put a shadow on her if you want to give her a little bit more oomph. What are we using? Overlay. Yeah. This is weird how I decided to kind of work that time. Just to give her a little bit more. We'll shrink this down some. Shrink the range down, tighten it up. So your shadow, she's looking kind of crazy. So for my words, because I kind of discovered that the colors need to really stand out for what you are saying, I made some things already. Some templates for my colors, for my blending options. So to kind of give this more of a poppy feel, I put the me underneath the layer. So it looks like it's kind of, she's like kind of in front of it a little bit. Just the me. Everything else is in front. And that kind of gives it like that little layered look a little bit. For the notice, I decided to go with my blue color, and I made a couple of them. I have one that doesn't have the shadow and one with the shadow. Kind of playing around with that right now. And I did the same thing with this one. I know you can copy layers. You know, if you hit right click, you can copy your layer style and then paste it over, and it'll paste that layer style over it. But for me, I'm gonna put that as the pinkish color. And then this is it. This is how I made this particular thumbnail. And you can do this with a lot of different things. You can take your blur. If you want to make the character just stand out from the background itself, you can cut out the background. You put the character right over the background. Like I did it with one of my other thumbnails. I had an item that I was reviewing, the Stream Deck, and I put the character over the background right where she is in the same spot. Turn off the effects. And then you would just blend that background a little bit. Put this more in focus. So you can do that, like if you're reviewing a product, you can, like I had the Stream Deck up against the camera, and I cut out the Stream Deck, I made a copy of it, left it in this place, and I just blurred the background just a little bit so the Stream Deck stood out more. And that's another way you can kind of pop out your thumbnails a little bit more like that. So I hope this little tutorial was useful. Remember to be unique in your thumbnails. Try to find your own style, colors that support your brand and your channel, and just something that's going to catch the eye. Make it unique, make it easy to read. And I forgot to go over that real quick. If you want to make sure you're easy to read, like I zoomed in, you can just roll the other way and zoom out. And no, if you still can see it from like so far away, it's pretty good. Normally I kind of look at my phone. Like I'll have my phone up to see how big the thumbnail is, if it's similar to the phone thumbnail. And then I'll be like, okay, you can see that. So that's what I did. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button if you like this video, dislike if you disliked it. If there's any questions you have, let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.